Last summer I was taking a walk around the neighbourhood and I was standing on the pavement talking to a friend on the opposite pavement because, you know, COVID. And this lady came up in her car and gestured towards me, and I had no idea what she was talking about. She wound her window down and told me that she needed to park where I was standing. But remember, I was standing on the pavement. So I found this a little bit odd, but obviously she parked on the pavement every single day, and she was essentially telling me to get off the pavement so that she could park there, because she felt like she had some kind of right to park there, even though it's a pedestrian walkway. Anyway, the point of this video is that there's a consultation going through government, to which there'll be a response very soon, probably in the next few weeks, that might ban pavement parking across the country and see you receive a penalty charge notice if you are found to be parking on the pavement. But more on that in a moment. Now, in London, the situation is already very different, because in London, parking on any footways or pathways, which is pavements, grass verges, alleyways, footpaths, everything, or in front of a dropped curb, which is designed to give access to a property, are all banned on almost all streets or at almost all times, including nights and weekends. And if you park in any one of these in London, then currently you will receive a penalty charge notice, not to be confused with a parking charge notice, which I've covered extensively in other videos. Not only that, your vehicle might be towed away. The idea being this is to prevent obstruction for pedestrians and wheelchairs and so on. It's also, of course, to prevent damage to the footway or the grass verges or anything like that. Now, there are some exemptions to these bans, because sometimes you will see these signs around London which allow you to park either partially or fully on the pavement. And finally, of course, the other exemption for loading and unloading, but only in very limited circumstances. So in the next few weeks, we are expecting a government response to this consultation that might well see these bans extended across the country, meaning if you are found to be parking on the pavement, you may well receive a penalty charge notice. But then you might wonder, how effective is this going to be? Well, my prediction is that it's not going to be police that will be handing out these fines, more local authorities with civil enforcement officers that may be out in force to start fining people that are found parking on the pavement. Now, of course, this might cause considerable disruption to certain areas, because some are so narrow in the first place that the only way that the road can be kept free with people parking in front of their own homes is to park either partially or fully on the pavement, and without doing so, cars simply cannot get down the road. I know of at least one or two roads where there are cars on both sides of the road on the pavement, and still you can only get one car down the middle of the road, and other cars have to take in turns waiting for other cars to pass. So one can only guess as to what's going to happen if all of these cars either have to park on the road, in which case they'll be causing an obstruction, in which case they shouldn't be parking on the road because they'll be causing an obstruction, or they're going to have to park elsewhere. But then where are they going to go? Are we going to suddenly magically find car parks around the corner? Probably not, because each of these car parks are either in town and they're full anyway, or there simply isn't anywhere else to park. On the other hand, if you're a pedestrian, either with children or with a dog, or you're in a wheelchair, this can cause significant difficulty in getting down the street, because some of them are very narrow, and if the car is parked on the pavement, then it might be virtually impossible to get down there. And I've personally seen wheelchair users having to go into the road to get past this vehicle because they simply couldn't get past it while it's parked partially on the pavement. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and tell me about the area that you live in and whether this is going to, or potentially, have a significant disruption to where you live. I'd be interested to know what you think, and as always, I'm going to come back with another video to tell you what actually happens in this government response and what actually is implemented across the country and the ramifications it's going to have for you. So in the meantime, make sure you subscribe, and thank you for watching.